Are you not in? Oh, start collab. Matt, you want to join? Yeah. But it doesn't work on collab cam though. That's so weird. Oh well. That is annoying. Okay, we'll give this a chance again. Maybe if well, let's go finish through the rest of the things and see how that works. Let's see if yeah, I had to. It kind of like crashed again. Yeah, new stream. Yeah, and I can't hear you still. It's so weird. Did you send like oh I think I have to add you to stream. Yeah, show on stream. There you go. Now I think you should be able to. Yeah. Say something.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah, there you go. You're back. You're back. We're back, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Continuing the stream. Technology ain't gonna stop us.
Revived.
We are back. We are back.
We're back.
We're back. Let's go.
Okay, let me find the link again.
Let me
For this
send this to the people.
There we go. Got it. Oh, okay.
There you go. We Gucci. We Gucci. We're back, guys.
Cool.
We will persevere. No technology is gonna stop us. No matter Streamlabs, nobody's stopping us from giving you some feedback. just giving you feedback, dude.
It's like a sermon.
The thirst for feedback is real, to be very honest. All right. So we were on Prague Unfinished. Do you have the tracker?
Yeah, I'm on.
All right, guys. Sorry for those who tuned in and who got disconnected, but we're gonna keep going. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Too late, Nito. Now you're gonna get roasted in public. No, man, it's all good, dude. Everybody starts off somewhere, and we're all learning and helping each other improve. So this is, that's okay. Matt, you have any insight? What did you wanna?
Yeah, I think for like if you just start producing, it's a pretty great basis to be honest with you. I think I was making way worse stuff in the beginning. Like you have like your melodies and your bass line. I think separating, having distinct sounds for different things is probably going to be like a big step to helping improve, like just like even just like getting stuck in a loop or like songwriting, like having like this is a distinct bass sound and this is distinct like arp sound, because right now it kind of sounds like the bass and the melody synths are kind of the same, so you're not getting that distinction really, so it kind of sounds like basically the bass notes can go lower, right? So like it can sit underneath. I think that'll be like a big thing that'll probably help writing in the beginning. What else? Like I mean, like your drum fills and stuff there, like you have like the idea for like a feel of keeping interest. Yeah, like it could have went a little bit too long. Maybe I would say like the one thing that you're missing in the track too is like having pads and chords like in the back, like having background elements. Basically, if you think about like bass, pads, arp, and lead, if you think that kind of like general structure, you'll be able to like fill in more gaps and like sounds that are missing. Like I feel like in the beginning you might be kind of scared to add more elements, but honestly that's like the best part, is just like go crazy, add a bunch of stuff, and then remove things more. But definitely more distinct sounding synths probably a big starting point for the next session you have, for next song you write.
Yeah, I think the other thing is also you're switching between different types of bass lines. I noticed there's like a sustained one, and then there was like there was one which is like a stabby one. The one way I like to think about songs is like it's almost like it's like a sandwich. It sounds ridiculous, but like you're kind of putting the base, which is like the bread, like you're laying out the bread, right? And then you start layering, adding more and more to it, more and more to it, more and more to it, till the end you're now like trying to like slowly like remove things as they come. Now obviously later on you don't eat a sandwich one layer at a time, but that's kind of how you would want to like like towards the end you want to like have the whole sandwich, and then slowly just like taper it off later. And you're right now in a loop stage. I would move from the loop stage towards like the arrangement stage. So try to think more about like when can I introduce certain things. And when you do write instruments, or when you do add instruments to a track, you want to make sure they all somehow play into each other. They somehow have some interaction with each other, or they sound somewhat like relevant to each other. Like for example, if there's a bass line, maybe the lead can play off the bass line, or if there is like a vocal, then the lead can play off the vocal, or the arpeggio can play off the melody of the vocal, and that creates a cohesive track, which makes you really want to like listen to the track more and more, and makes it very catchy. But you're in the starting stages, so like congrats for like even coming up with this kind of stuff. And the starting is, I promise you, it's like the most painful part, but once you start getting good and good, it becomes like second nature for you to make the right decision. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just take it like focus on growth rather than focusing on always on the end product, because you're in the starting part. You just have to focus on the one next step. All right, moving on to the next track, we have Hours Before by Barrow. Barrow won the last time's favorite track in the feedback, so I have high expectations from him. Already looking at this image, like that's like a bad trip happening right there. Are you ready, Matt?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's listen to it. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Ooh, that was sick. Yeah, I just noticed towards the end that there was some like Foley going on in the background with
People
voice.
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people talking. For a second, I was like, "Am I in a market? What's going on?" Yeah, Matt, what's your thoughts on this?
I liked it a lot. I think the only thing for me that I'm not the biggest fan of, I think like the sound of like the pluck, like
Hmm.
the main art pluck. I think I don't know, something about it's kind of making it stick out a little bit too much. I feel like you could probably find a better sound than that one. That's just my opinion though. Aside from that, everything else was awesome. I liked it a lot. I feel like this something like this really could really benefit from like a vocal. I feel like almost what's the
Escape
word?
reality.
Yeah, like not even that way too, or actually like an ethereal kind of sounding vocal, like something in like I don't know for scales and stuff, something kind of like in a Phrygian scale, like Phrygian mode would be kind of
Hmm.
cool. Like kind of has like that feel, like kind of think who made who kind of like vocal kind of I don't know. But I feel
Hmm.
like with a vocal it'd be really good. It would fit in. There's enough space for a vocal. Aside from that ARP, I don't have any other feedback. I like the track a lot. I was having fun the whole time listening to it. I really like the use of little Foley and fills to keep the segment going, and the bass, the brass rips are awesome too. Really like the brass. The brass is really nice.
Yeah, I love the brass too. I feel at times the brass can be a little louder, like a tiny bit
Yeah,
louder, like maybe like a couple dBs or 3 dBs higher, just to have like more impact and stuff. I love how like I was listening to it very patiently, but I didn't feel like the track was dragging, which was very interesting because there's not a lot happening if you think about it, but it's still like progressing in a very subtle way that keeps you engaged into the track, which is something that I really enjoy. And it's also a good characteristics of a good melodic techno track, you know. Um,
totally.
the other thing, I think yeah, I don't know. Like with melodic techno tracks nowadays, it's becoming so cheesy with the amount of vocals and stuff like that that I would say like while you can do that, I think there is some beauty in having these like tracks that are just tracks that you play just keep the floor like going. That's just like that's also part of like some tracks which are just don't even have a vocal like old school Taylor Fest and stuff. So I think it could be both ways. It could go both ways. It could have a vocal as well as like go without it. The plucky sound thing, I think, yeah, maybe it's a little too squarey. Maybe it could have like more it could have like another layer of maybe even a saw or another style of like arpeggio, um, you know, sound design. The plucky stuff it just stands out a bit. Or maybe what you could do is you can increase the attack to make it like more like a like not an attacky pluck, which has like more. It sounds that like having a little bit extra attack and slowing down the transient and reducing the transient actually makes it a lot more melodic techno as well. Like melodic techno, I've noticed like plucks and arpeggios without a lot of transients, and that's like characteristic, so it won't be completely out of character if you do that and try that out. That could be something cool too. But overall, again, phenomenal track. I was engaged from the start till the end, and even though there was like it's like compared to the other tracks we were listening to, the content level is not that high, but it's just so engaging the whole time and really enjoyed it. So good job, man. Good job. All right. And next is Frankenstein. Yo, Frank, you're gonna get my stream banned, man. What's going on with these pictures, bro? All right. Are you ready, Matt?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. One, two, three. Let's go. Oh, this is about to be my vibe. Well, I didn't see your tune. Sent it. assume that it's just gonna continue that way. Yeah, so this is like tech house. This is kind of like more my expertise for sure. So I'm gonna just go, like drop some stuff on it. I think the track, it becomes a little static towards the end, especially when the like it just seems a like little too loopy. And in this kind of style of music, you want to make sure that there is a decent amount of like percussions going with the drums, because and constant like instrumentation with the drums. Like listen to any like tech house track by like John Summit or all those guys. They have so much percussions going. Every 16 bars and 8 bars, there's something exciting happening. Like there's a snare roll going into like a new thing that layers on top of the other stuff, and like the bass line and the kick have such a nice synergy to it. In this situation, I don't think the bass line and the kick have any problems per se, but I feel like there is the excitement level is lacking, because there's like not like you're not taking things away, bringing things back, creating like breakdowns in the middle of stuff, and then this breakdown is super long for a tech house breakdown. And if you have a long breakdown, you want to make sure that there's always the drums going constantly, and some build up happening constantly, just because like the tech house, when you're playing the track, it's in a really high energy situation. If you like play this track with other tracks, you'll notice like the level of energy difference when the breakdown comes in, because now it becomes more of like a melodic track versus like a techie track. I do love the ARP. I think the ARP can be a little bit wet. And then there's also like some stabby elements and stuff which I really like. There's some really cool like ear candy pieces, but you just have to like integrate it a little bit more into the track by using like reverb and like delays and stuff like that. But it's like it's almost there. This track is like almost there. You just need to like finesse the arrangement. I would say that's like the number one thing. You can actually cut out like a chunk of stuff that's just repeating, and towards the end you want to definitely have like an outro versus an intro in the start, where there is only kick and drums, because DJs are trying to mix things in, so you don't want to have like melodic elements like the arpeggio that's going. And yeah, don't be afraid to like modulate the modulate the arpeggio as well, like open up the cutoff, open up the decay, add like a noise layer to it, make it super exciting, go all out with it, like make it shine in the track. Yeah, that's a bunch of advice that yeah, I think would really take this track to another level. What are your thoughts, Matt?
I have a couple points I wrote down. I wrote that the saw bass hits, like the once in a while they go like, "Bah," like those things kind of need reverb. It's a little too dry right now. I think all the vox, like all the vocal itself, could probably use some reverb and some more effects. Right now they're kind of dry and sticking out a lot in the mix. I feel like maybe playing with those to get some ear candy ideas, like Crimson's talking about, might help be a place to start. I think too in certain parts, like before the breakdown, before like the melodic arp comes in. I actually thought it'd be a cool idea at certain points to have like that high pitched string drone, like in most classic house tracks, like just like a kind of thing to add some
Yeah,
tension.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and some parts would be good. Does that, but that was before like the breakdown kind of takes the track onto like a different tangent where it goes brings in that arp. I was thinking that it was like a pleasant surprise, but I was thinking just leaving that arp actually in the breakdown. Like you can make the breakdown kind of special by having like focusing on like that arp and like removing the drums in the build sooner. So like instead of having the drums sooner, just like start off like a moment like still have drums going, but fade them out sooner, and then go into like just the part with the arp, and then build the part that you have like the riser starts. You should have build up drums too, because you have just a riser but no build up drums there. I feel like that would probably add more to the tension as well. And then when you drop it, I would just lose the arp and just go back to like tech house vibes. That way you're letting elements come in, taking elements out, and then throughout like that second drop, you can like sprinkle in that arp once in a while, doing cool stuff with ear candy versus like having it play throughout. That might be an idea there too.
Yeah, yeah, I think all of those points are super valid. Just yeah, I think with tech house, one thing is like you can really like push the limit on the energy. So you can use like while in other genres I would like hesitate towards recommending like snare rolls with a lot of white noise and a lot of like risers. In this genre though, it's a completely different vibe. You can really go all in to that kind of direction and bring up the energy. Okay, moving on. Let's go to Arrow. I kind of missed this one. Sorry about that. We're gonna listen to this by Verbala. Do you have that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 1, 2, 3, let's go. I like the texture of that snare. All right. It's giving me Mauer vibes. I love Mauer. That's the outro. Honestly, man, when the bass came in, I was pretty like floored. I loved that wide bass that was playing. It's super nice vibe, and the old atmosphere also super cool. Especially that little bit of you know, vocals or song that's playing as a foley in the background. Really nice. I've never used that myself, but I definitely will think about doing that now. Matt.
Yeah, that was awesome. I liked it a lot. I felt like it got like really strong, like TNH vibes, like this never happened kind of like song. I really like the melody. Like this is totally up something I would love to like play. This is I don't really have feedback for this. I actually liked it a lot. Probably my only feedback I would say maybe is maybe look into just like the main pluck, like the main melody pluck, maybe a little more automation in certain parts, and maybe like bringing the envelope a little closer down, like playing more with the envelope, like cutting it smaller and smaller when you're getting towards the end of the song.
Hmm.
And maybe just checking like the low frequency of that pluck, make sure it's not like any interference with like the respace, because that could happen with this kind of genre and writing stuff like this. I always
Hmm.
forget to do that, and like I check, and it makes a big difference. But aside from that, yeah, nothing I could really hear that really needs feedback. I like the song a lot. Even like the intros and the outros, like even like the basis of the track, like the percussion is awesome. So much detail in it. Like I even like just listening to the outro. Like the outro was great. Like that, like Rich was saying, like the Foley atmosphere, like it sounds really cool in the back. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with the same thing with the lead thing. I think the lead one cool thing you can do is like add another oscillator towards the end when you're progressing it to bring up the energy to maybe, you know, even add another layer to it, which could be really cool. Some people, what they do is add another layer and make it even go like, if the main lead is panned slightly right, then, you know, have it contrasting in the left ear and stuff, and that can really elevate the track a bunch. And then opening up the cutoff, lowering the cutoff, like making things super exciting. If you want to like reference, actually, Luis Torres, who was on the stream previously, he has a track called I Can't Hide, and if you look at how his arpeggios go, or Maur's arpeggios goes, Maur, definitely definitely go check that out, because they have very intricate arpeggios. Their whole track is like arpeggios based, so you can like learn from them how you can make more intricate arpeggios. But overall, this sounds fantastic. All right, guys, we're at the end of our feedback stream, and as promised, Phelan has given me permission to first, for the first time ever, showcase his track that's coming out on Colorized. When's this coming out, Matt?
June 30th.
June 30th. And this is the track that we'll be listening to and having the first, you know, first ever sneak peek. The other thing I also want to say is like, I think, congratulations, Elizabeth, and Out East. I'm going to make sure you guys get something. Like I'll figure out what I can, you know, do besides like just giving you guys a special role maybe in the next stream, etc. But yeah, if you haven't already, there's I'm going to be posting a link to I'm going to be posting a link to Matt's Colorize track pre-save link. So please go ahead and support him, and you know, go support him even when the track comes out. But here's the sneak peek right here.
Just shut it down. I thought I was good till it came around. Going in strong, what an awful case. I thought I was here. ticking on like a drum. Never here, never done.
This is amazing.
Oh, it's all an illusion. Oh, lost in delusion.
Oof. I love that. That was like a fake out, eh? Wow. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Have a great night. I'll catch you on the next one, and watch out for the new tutorial that's about to come up in the near future.